Hi everybody, welcome to the Wolfman Gardening Channel. Today we're going to go over our irrigation system and how we're going to go about irrigating our crops this year. Let's get to it. Okay, to start off with, we've got this 1/2 inch line. It's 1/2 inch diameter. This small roll here was a 100 feet roll, and it's about $15 to $18 at Home Depot. And also you can get a 500 foot roll for $49. That's usually what I bought, or that's usually what I buy. They were out at the time, so I just got this 100 foot roll. Another thing you're going to need is this little thing here. This is what pokes a hole into that 1/2 inch line. Okay, you'll notice we start our main line out, and we're going to run this main line. Is going to go all the way down, and it's going to branch off like that one there, and it's going to feed all the rows this direction. And this main line right here, this one will go down and it'll feed off and feed these rows. And off this main line through here, where our arch will go all the way down, we just still haven't got all of our panels up. That arch is going to go all the way down, and we're just going to put little drippers off at each little plant. Now, in order to tee off, you tee off with this here. You come out, you put you a valve that you can open and shut. That way, if you don't want to water these for some particular reason, you'll have a way to shut them off. And it's nothing but a little shut off valve. And when you cut the black pipe, it just slides right over the top, just like so. Same way with the tees and everything, they just slide over. There's no need for any clamps or anything. Then we have, oh, not that one. We have two different style drippers. This black one here is a 1 gallon per hour dripper, and then this one here is a 2 gallons per hour dripper. So if you'll notice on our broccoli, we've got the 1 gallon per hour dripper. That way, if we want to only water for a half an hour, it's only going to get a gallon of water. To where at the same time, we probably want a little more for our cucumbers or tomatoes. So we put these other ones, that way they get a full gallon in 30 minutes or 2 gallons in an hour's watering time. And I'll show you real quick how we put one of these in the main line. Okay, as you can see here, we've got a tomato plant that's probably planted out way too early, but the stem broke down below a little bit, so we went ahead and transplanted it out. If we have to, we'll put a bucket over it or something if we have a chance for a frost. So take this little thing here, and you literally, in line with your deal here, we're going to poke a hole just like so. I don't know if you can see it, little hole. And we're going to put a 2 gallon per hour dripper, and all it does is this little side here, you just push it in. That's it, snaps in. Now then, this is going to drip 2 gallons per hour right here at the roots and the base of this here. Okay, now I'm going to show you how simple it is to use this and cut them. Cut this. I use these here. You can use whatever you want. Real simple. You can use a pocket knife. You can use whatever you want. I just find out that these are real simple, good clean cut, and that's how you cut that. You know, like all your tees, all your any of your fittings. I'm going to show you how simple it is. This right here, that's it. You're not getting it back off of there. At the end of the season, if I want to reuse these, I'll just take a blade, cut down through here a little bit, pull this off, and discard this piece here. So this right here, we'll end up hooking this to a T. So anyway, then you do the same thing with your elbows, your T's, and if you get to the end, at the very end of a row, all you got to do is bend these over like so, put a zip tie over the top, and it doesn't leak. You can buy stops for the end of these. To me, it's a waste of money. So let me show you another little thing that we can do. Is this little tube here is the same stuff, but if you'll notice, every 6 inches it has a little hole. So this right here will drip right around 1 gallon per hour. So, and it comes in a 50-foot roll. It's kind of expensive, about 20 bucks for a 50-foot roll. So, but if you're spacing, they got it in 6-inch spacing and they have it in 12-inch spacing. So if you're planting something and you have to where you need it spaced every 6 inches, then you can use this. Say your lettuce, if you want to space it every 6 inches. But for other crops, like maybe broccoli or something, every 12 inches, 12 to 18 inches. So anywhere you want to do anything like this, you can bury this under the ground. I have this down on my onions. So everywhere I planted my onions, every 6 inches apart, buried this about 6 to 7 inches deep. And then when I turn it on, I use one of these little things here. All it is a mini valve. Same thing as this here, but it's made for the 1/4 inch line. You can turn it on and off. That way, if you don't want to water that for some particular reason, you don't have to. Same thing. This thing here, you get the same little deal here. It just snaps on, pushes on just like that one. And this one here, just you do it the same way. Just poke a hole wherever you want it. That plugs in just like the little drippers. Snaps right in. It's that simple. And another thing about it is, say you mess up and you want to change out your layout on this thing. They make these little things here. They're called Goo Plugs. You just pull your little dripper out. It leaves a hole in it. You can put one of these in. That way you don't have to pull and tear up your entire line. If you'll see right here, planted some lettuce right here, and I'm using this here. I've got it tied in to my main line. It's got a valve. You can see the valve is open, and I'm just running it right along the top of the ground. You don't have to bury it. You can run it right along the top of the ground, and every 6 inches there is, and it's tied off right here. And this is the way I was talking about. Use a zip tie, just bend the end over. Zip tie, bend the end over at the end of your line. And that's the way we're going to irrigate. You also have these little things right here. These little stakes. And this thing right here, this will send out a fan, a misting fan. And I use it, and you can see here, it's watered this morning. And got another one right here. And you can buy different attachments. And I'll show you, I'll put it up on the screen on what the different styles for different uses. You can have a bubbler, you can have a sprinkler head, you can do just about anything you want to with these. That's why I really love this irrigation. Yeah, it's kind of costly in the beginning to buy all your drippers, but once you get them, I've reused these drippers for 2 years now. All right, I'm going to show you a more in-depth view on, this is our main garden hose that comes from the faucet. Now this here is a reducer. This right here reduces the pressure of this water hose down to only 25 psi. Then I just bought this little attachment here, and along with this, changed it over to pipe. And now then, I've got a valve where I can shut this off or cut it on. This here is a backflow meter. Keeps anything from coming back through and then back into your line. And then it's tied in to my main line here. Now, I've showed you this before, this little system here. This is my, well, if I want to fertilize. Bought this off of Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I'm sure it was less than 20 bucks. But the way I've got it set up here is the main line comes through and all the way through. If you're just watering, I can shut this valve here off, which forces the water back through here. Turn this valve on, and now it's going to come through and it's going to go around this way here and out. And as it's doing that, this here is pulling the liquid fertilizer up and slowly fertilizing. So this little setup here didn't cost that much, but it's really, really nice if you want to use some organic liquid fertilizer. This is my little watering thing, and it's a timer. I bought it from Ace. It runs off the main line. You can actually just bypass this right here with this valve here. And if you run it through the timer, it'll run through this, and that's what goes to the garden. You can set this timer. This timer can be set to water once a day, twice a day, however long you want it. It's a really nice watering system, and I think I paid 40 or 50 bucks for it. Kind of expensive little purchase, but it's really, really nice because I don't have to worry about forgetting about watering or anything. It's automatically watering at the same time. Runs through those drippers, so it's getting on the roots at the same time every day. So I can set it up for every other day. I can set it up for, once every day. I can set it up once every 3 days. It's a pretty nice little thing to have. And that's it. That's how I irrigate my garden here at the Wolfman Gardening. Like, comment, share. Think about subscribing to the channel. And like always, keep it growing.